Hello sleepyheads, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Remy and I make ASMR videos. For today's video I have another small haul for you as well as some noisy neighbors. They're having a nice Sunday, I hope you are too. Or Monday, depending on where you are. So we're going to ignore that. I also have some neighbors blasting their TV right now. So lots going on. So that's actually why I decided to do this little haul video instead of something else, mixing things up. I don't love to do multiple hauls in a row or too close together. In my mind, it promotes consumerism, even though this haul is only 3 items and the last haul was only 3 items. I just feel like I'm constantly saying, oh, I just bought this lip balm and then I bought these SPF sleeves, whatever they are, even if they are good, useful, valid purchases out of which I'll get a lot of use. Just don't want to have too many of that kind of video in a row. I don't want that to be too much of the content that I put out. Want to stagger it a little bit. For whatever that's worth, that's probably a little neurotic. I just think I want my channel to be a higher proportion of rambles and content where there's not something in theory for sale, if that makes sense. Something I'm promoting. Not that I don't love finding good solutions for things, ways to protect your skin, yummy vegan snacks, or even just little things that bring me joy. That's all stuff I'm happy to promote. But yeah, I know I'm oriented toward thinking that buying more things will make me happier in life or fix perceived problems, and I'm trying to get away from that mentality, and I'm also trying to model it and outwardly espouse it less. I know I spend a lot of time philosophizing. It's pretty normal for me. I've also read it's a common quality trait among some subsets, some neurodivergent groups. So yeah, if you're like, oh my god, get over it, stop agonizing over all these little things. For me, that's just part and parcel to my cognitive experience, especially having OCD and having one of my types be Scrupulosity. So yeah, that's a no-go for me. Unfortunately, my therapist all the time is like, let's stop worrying about doing or saying the right thing. She told me once, she was like, if there's such a thing as a harm footprint, like a carbon footprint, then Remy, I feel confident that yours is very small. And I was like, lies. You just don't know. Like, that's what my mind tells me. I was like, you just have no way of knowing how terrible a person I really am. Week after week, that's her struggle with me. And I'm not saying this to say, oh, I'm such a good person. I'm saying this because some of my work, my therapy work, is to get away from caring so much. To want to be good and do the right thing, but not worry so much about the self-evaluation, the perfectionism of it, the being good for the sake of the label, the designation, and just focus on reducing my harm to myself and to others for its own sake, and then moving on, not ruminating on it. So, as always, this haul comes with a heaping side of a ramble. So let's get into it, okay? I think my point was, I don't want to be like a big haul channel. I'm thinking of starting something called Object ASMR as a series where I just show you one thing at a time to really appreciate it, and often for that I'm going to go back through all the things I already have and maybe spend some time with like a hair clip that I really like, that I got 4 or 5 years ago. Ooh, there they go. There my eyes go. Yeah, just spend some time with something, one thing at a time, instead of throwing all these triggers at you, and also throwing all these new things at you, like, oh, look what I got. Sometimes I think it'll be nice to just find a treasured item, a keepsake, just something I have had for a while, and give it some love. I know ASMR is already really good at that. People love to find triggers around their homes. It's not always flashy new things. Sometimes it's little surprising, unexpected things that they've always had around and had this trigger potential just lying in wait. So I already appreciate that about ASMR, but I also think maybe slowing things down even more, scaling things down, and just spending some quality time with one thing at a time could be really nice. Let me know what you think of that as a possibility for future videos. So the items I'm showing you today are from a little soda pop shop. So essentially it sells lots of retro candies, sodas, not all retro necessarily, but some retro inspired, but yes, some brands that have been around for a long time, some of which are maybe harder to find, less ubiquitous these days, but still being produced, maybe in small batches. Sometimes they'll have like international sections, and often they will sell memorabilia, so comic books, greeting cards, lunch boxes, different collectibles, but lots of things with a big nostalgia factor. So I went to one of these shops this past week. I'd never been to this particular one before, and I didn't expect to buy anything. We were just stopping in to pass some time and check out a neighborhood. I was with 2 people with whom I'm very close, and we ended up finding things we liked. We all ended up getting something. So I got 3 items. The first thing I saw that I knew I wanted, this comic book. Sorry, my voice went out for a moment. Let's try again. This comic book. There we go. What if Phoenix had not died? Now, even though I love X-Men, you may know that I'm not an aficionado. There's a lot I don't know. I'm more into the movies and collecting the cards and growing up playing with some action figures my neighbors had than necessarily reading through the comic series. But I gotta start somewhere, and I know that this storyline, this arc, is a major point of contention for a lot of fans, that Jean Grey, was the Phoenix, the entity. The Phoenix took hold of her, and it resulted in her dying. I don't know how faithful X3 is to that storyline in the comics, but I know a lot of people were upset about it. I think Scott Summers even moves on and dates or marries someone else. I don't know. Maybe that's when he got together with Emma Frost, but I feel like Jean Grey was alive, and so it was, literally an affair. But if you know the answer to any of this, if you know all about this, don't be shy. You can share in the comments if you like. I'd love to be enlightened. But so apparently Marvel has been putting out a series of hypothetical storylines, hypothetical arcs. What if? So what if ... In this case, what if Phoenix had not died? So I was interested because, without even opening it, I knew that it was guaranteed to feature Jean Grey, and I saw other familiar faces on the cover. I love Storm. I love Storm. Wolverine. Is that Nightcrawler? Let me look. Yeah, that's Nightcrawler. You can tell from some people, I think, could confuse Nightcrawler and Beast at a glance, but I think Nightcrawler has very distinctive hands, and then Beast, I think, is back here. I think that's he's in the movies. What's wrong with me? He's so famous, but he turns silver and is pretty much indestructible when he's in that mode. Is that Scott? Is that like Scott having a hold me back moment? Hold me back, bro. Hold me back. See all those familiar faces up here. I'm sorry, my voice is inconsistent today, so I'm actually going to film a whisper video after this. I realized it's easier to start with soft speaking when I have more vocal power, and then slide down into whispering, which I find much easier. Maybe in a future video we can open this up together if you're interested. And you can listen to me talk out of my ass some more about X-Men. I'm such a fan, but I'm also such a lay person, so out of the loop. I just loved X-Men in a very specific capacity growing up. I was always the person who knew nothing. I was the youngest and the least informed, the worst read. So, not in general, although maybe, lots of big readers in my family and circle of friends, but especially when it came to X-Men, I think I was one of the worst read in our neighborhood group of enthusiasts. So, yeah, it's my comfort zone, just being enthusiastic, happy to be there, kind of too young to really understand even what's happening in a lot of the storylines, but just in love with the visuals. And then I was in love with the movies growing up. Yeah. Do you see Phoenix in the middle? I like the art a lot. So I saw this. It was the only copy in a bin by the cash register, and then I thought, okay, I'm definitely gonna be spending money here after all, but I was happy to support a little shop like that. I really gotta warm this voice back up. I forgot to shout out Archangel here. I'm trying. Archangel. Is it relaxing to hear me struggle like this, or is it anxiety inducing? Hopefully the former, in spite of my difficulties. So this cover has a lot of major players on it. So this is my first X-Men comic book, and it was a good entry-level purchase for me, just because, you know, the cover I feel like I understand to some extent. I can gather, you know, what the storyline's about. It's a pretty famous one as a jumping off point for this hypothetical, this alternate universe moment. And I recognized a lot of the characters featured on the cover. Okay, next up, I saw also by the cash register. Are you kidding me? It's the Golden Girls in pin form. I'm sorry, I should be soft speaking. Give me a moment to ramp up. It's the Golden Girls as collectible pins. And I do actually collect pins. Sorry. And I do actually collect pins. I do collect pins. So this is wonderful. I think I'm actually going to wear these quite a bit, especially Miss Betty White. So if you don't know the Golden Girls, we have Blanche Devereaux. We have Dorothy, Rose, of course, and then Sophia is actually covered up. I'm not quite ready to take them out yet. I have to show you Sophia. Like, how could I exclude her? She's a fan favorite. There we go. Let's get them all turned correctly. So once again we have Blanche, Dorothy, B. Arthur, Rose, and Miss Sophia. They're all very sassy in their own ways, but Sophia is definitely the most sassy, and her daughter is probably second most. The apple does not fall far from the tree. I can see myself wearing Miss Betty White any old day. Maybe I'll wear them as indicators of my mood on any given day. Some days, you know, you're just Blanche. Those are some good days. I mean, any day you identify with any of the Golden Girls is a good day. Good day. Rose, Blanche, Dorothy, and Sophia are 4 seniors. This is good because if you're not familiar with the series, I can acquaint you with it via this little blurb. Rose, Blanche, Dorothy, and Sophia are 4 seniors living in Miami, sharing a house, their dreams, and a whole lot of cheesecake. Bright, promiscuous, clueless, and hilarious, these lovely mismatched ladies form the perfect circle of friends. I love the theme song. I'm always singing it. And if you threw a party and invited everyone you knew, you would think the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say thank you for being a friend. Okay, last but not least, I bought this dapper gentleman. It's a magnet. I shouldn't say gentleman. Sorry for the plane. Anyone can be a stormtrooper. There's a helicopter in our midst now. Oops, it's going away for a moment, so let's take our shot. Hello, Mr. Crow. Welcome back. So this is, as its base, a piece of wood cut to shape, and there's a decal laid over it. I like that, as far as magnets go, you don't always see wooden ones. Sorry again. Wooden ones. Oops. I'm sorry. Inappropriate. I apologize. So, I got this for my best friend who loves Star Wars, as many of us do, but they have a special relationship to Star Wars. Some people are just on that next level. Lots of people are. It's a beloved franchise, but they grew up not so far from Skywalker Ranch and Industrial Light and Magic, and have watched anything and everything they can related to Star Wars. I myself have not gone that deep, and I saw this and I knew I should get it for them because, very excitingly, they recently crossed off a bucket list item. They got to play a stormtrooper. Very exciting stuff. So I saw this and thought, what a nice way to commemorate that special achievement. So I'm gonna say goodbye because I'm worried that things are just gonna get louder. Sundays are the least noisy in terms of traffic, trucks, leaf blowers, garbage collection, but they're the noisiest socially in terms of people. I'm sorry if you can catch snippets of what my neighbors are saying. I also don't want to invade their privacy that way, but sometimes my neighbors aren't speaking English and it's hard for me to tell if it's something I should cut out. So if ever you hear something that you think shouldn't be in a video, for your sake, for their sake, don't hesitate to say something. Okay, saying goodbye now. So yeah, that's everything I bought. I liked the store a lot, and the shop owner seemed really nice. I'm not going to tell you where it is because it's in my hometown and I just don't want to reveal that at this point. But if you do have a shop like this in your area, I encourage you to check it out, maybe patronize it, support it in whatever way you can. Okay, so that's everything for today. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. I hope you get lots and lots of good REM sleep, and as always, I hope all your dreams are sweet. Bye. I just don't want to ever have too many of that kind of thing, too much of that kind of thing, too many of those kinds. Too many of that kind of video in a row. Sorry, a car just pulled up. And they're very loud. Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off. Using my psychic powers.